So chapter 6 जो है ना गीता का, that is about meditation. It's called ध्यान योग. ध्यान योग का मतलब
Okay.
meditation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it describes in detail how to meditate. For example, it tells you कि तुम्हारा आसन कैसे होना चाहिए. It should be not too soft, not too hard. You should find a place in the house where you can be, or anywhere where it is quiet and where there's not much disturbance. And it describes all that. And उन समय तो उस समय तो लोग जमीन पे बैठ के करते थे, तो दे सेड, तो भगवान कृष्ण सेड कि यू शुड हैव, पहले एक मैट होनी चाहिए, उसके ऊपर कुशा ग्रास होनी चाहिए, उसके ऊपर एक और होनी चाहिए. तो ही वाज डिस्क्राइबिंग हाउ टू मेक द आसन नॉट सो हार्ड. ऐसे भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि इतना इतना डिफिकल्ट हो कि आपको दर्द ही होती रहे तो मेडिटेट ना कर सको, और इतना भी
Mm-hmm.
कंफर्टेबल नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप सो ही जाओ. यू नो
Mm-hmm.
So it should be
Correct.
moderate. It should be, everything about meditation is middle path, in the middle. So then he also described how it's not just the asan, your own preparation. Like खाना कैसे खाते हो. ना ज्यादा ज्यादा खाना चाहिए, ना कम खाना चाहिए. ना ज्यादा मिर्ची वाला, ना टोटली ब्लैंड. ना सोना कितना चाहिए, just the right amount of sleep. Not too much sleep, not too little sleep. So he was basically saying, if you want to meditate properly, the first thing is to prepare yourself. And prepare yourself by being balanced. Everything should be done in balance. That's the big thing he was saying about in the beginning about preparation for meditation. Indu Didi has also joined. Hi, Didi.
Hello, Nitu.
Hi, we just got started. We are talking about meditation today.
Okay.
So, chapter 6 of the Gita is about meditation.
Okay.
So, he was saying, Bhagwanji was saying that to Arjun, that when you are preparing for meditation, you should do everything in balance. Not too much, not too little. You should not be too active, you should not be too rested. You should not be put too much sleep, nor too little sleep. Not too much to eat, not too little to eat. So, you should be comfortable and
Everything in moderation.
everything in moderation. That's the key. Then your mind is best suited for meditation. Okay. And then he described how you sit, where you sit. You should make a place where you sit for meditation. So that is only for meditation. Then, मन अपने आप उधर चला जाता है. It should not be too cold, not too hot. It shouldn't be too comfortable, not too uncomfortable. So it's like everything you can think of in moderation when you're meditating.
You can't have your bed.
Yeah, don't lie down on your bed. Then
No,
you
you
go to
can't
sleep.
sit on your bed.
No, he actually, he didn't talk about that in particular, but what he means to say, he was describing how people meditate in the jungle. उस समय तो जंगलों में करते थे ना, तो he was saying, describing
Um,
how to, create your आसन. पहले एक मैट रखो, उसके ऊपर ग्रास का लेयर रखो, उसके ऊपर एक और वाटरप्रूफ सी मैट रखो, जैसे एनिमल स्किन और समथिंग, देन यू सिट ऑन इट. Right? So he was describing it should not be too soft, it should not be totally hard.
what?
Yeah. So, take care of your body. Don't let insects roam all over you and bite you, things like that.
Mm.
So you shouldn't be worried about your body, but you shouldn't be indulging your body either. So it should be in the middle. That's the whole idea. That's how to prepare. That is one part that he talked about. But in general, now let's take a step back and just see what meditation actually is. So meditation you can think of in three categories. There are three types of meditation that we do with three different objectives. And depending upon what stage we are in, we do the appropriate meditation. So everything has to be seen in the view of our journey. आपको मैंने लास्ट टाइम आई थिंक बताया था. जो गीता हमको कहती है ना, गीता says you have to make a journey, and it's a journey within your own mind only. You start by being a samsari. We're all samsaris, right? You remember that? You become a
Mm.
samsari. Your end goal is to become a Jnani or a Jivan Mukta. And in between, you go through Karam Yoga. So we all have this journey. So we start as a samsari, we become a Karam Yogi, and gradually through Karam Yoga and through listening to Gita, listening to your Guru, you gain self-knowledge and you become a Jnani. And the Jnani is also called Jivan Mukta. So in case you guys have forgotten, I can just quickly tell you. Samsari, samsari means that uh, that you are, संसार में फंसे हुए हो जिसे कहते हैं. एंड संसार में फंसे होने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि तुम संसार में रह रहे हो. इसका मतलब तुम्हारा माइंडसेट इज दैट ऑफ अ संसारी. दैट मीन्स बेसिकली योर you are following blindly your desires. When you follow your desires blindly, that is what leads to samsari. सो मेरे को दिल करा आज मेरे को ये चाहिए, मैं उसके पीछे भाग गई. कल मुझे दूसरी कोई चीज चाहिए, उसके पीछे भाग गई. सो दिस इज अ साइकिल. व्हाट हैपेंस इज, एंड यू विल सी दिस इन योर लाइफ नाउ, कितनी हमारी उम्र हो गई है, यू विल सी एवरीथिंग यू गेट, यू थिंक आई विल बी हैप्पी, मेरे को मिल गई ये चीज. लेकिन उसके बाद देन वी वांट समथिंग बेटर. 2-3 दिन के लिए वी आर हैप्पी, मे बी ये महीने के लिए वी आर हैप्पी. उसके बाद वी फॉरगेट अबाउट इट एंड वी वांट द नेक्स्ट हायर थिंग. दैट इज द लूप. दैट्स कॉल्ड द लूप ऑफ संसार, द लूप ऑफ डिजायर. घर चाहिए पहले तो, आई मीन, आई रिमेम्बर इन माई ओन केस ऑल्सो. अगर घर मिल जाए बहुत अच्छा है. फिर देन सबके पास है घर, तो आई वॉन्ट अ बिगर हाउस, देन आई वॉन्ट अ बेटर हाउस, देन आई वॉन्ट अ कार. राइट. सो योर गोल पोस्ट कीप
There's no
चेंजिंग, कीप
end to
चेंजिंग.
desires.
एंड दैट इज, एट सम स्टेज वी रियलाइज कि ये क्या हो रहा है. मैं तो कभी खुशी नहीं हो रही. I keep wanting more and more and more. And this is the story of everybody, not one person, not just you or me, everybody. And this loop is called samsara. And this loop is what creates sukh and dukh, right? It creates sukh for a while because खुशी मिलती है, कोई चीज मिल गई तो. And then Bhagwan Krishna says in one of the shloks, he says, it's the dukha yoni. ये जो सुख है ये दुख योनि है. दुख की योनि, योनि मतलब द womb. So it is the womb of pain, these kinds of pleasures. Because you get the pleasure, you enjoy it for some time, and then before you know it, it turns into pain. And then you want something more. And this happens with everything, all material things. That means all things that you desire, that you want, and all relationships also. This is how relationships also happen. When you are not satisfied within yourself and you are expecting your relationship to make you happy, you're expecting your relationship to give you satisfaction of the mind, then that relationship also turns sour after some time. It's just a natural way of things. And when we are all caught in this, and when we are caught in this loop, it's called we are a samsari. This is in Vedanta or in Gita, this is what is called bondage, बंधन. हम कहते हैं ना बंधन. सो ये बंधन है, कच्चे धागे का बंधन. दिस इज द बंधन. एंड द रीजन वी आर ऑल हियर इन द गीता is because for to some extent or the other we have realized that we want to get out of this bandhan. you know Maybe there is something more, maybe there's a better way of living than this constant running after things, getting them, then running after the next thing. If you don't get them, you get angry and upset. We went through that also. That I showed you the process of how from desire you get anger, anger
Desire
stays,
that end.
Jivan Bhrashta, all that kind of thing. If you don't get it, if you get it, you just get more, you need more. So अर्जुन के साथ भी ऐसे ही हुआ था. When Arjun came to war, he realized he was so attached to Drona and Bhisham that he couldn't think beyond them. He couldn't think of what is right, what is wrong, what is duty, what is not. His जब तक उन्होंने देखा नहीं था वॉर में द्रोणा को और भीष्म पितामह को, अर्जुन वॉज वेरी क्लियर कि मैंने पूरी कोशिश करी है दुर्योधन के साथ, लेकिन वो मान नहीं रहा, एंड ही इज बीइंग अनजस्ट, ही इज क्रिएटिंग, ही इज अधर्मिक, एंड इट इज वेरी क्लियर दैट आई एज अ क्षत्रिय माय ड्यूटी इज टू फाइट अधर्मा. बट देन ही सॉ हिज भीष्म पितामह एंड द्रोणा ऑन द अदर साइड, वो सब रिजॉल्व खत्म हो गया. What took over? His mind stopped working. His attachment took over. Moha. His desire took over. That is also a sort of desire. And he felt कि he said it also. कहता है कि अगर ये लोग नहीं रहे तो मेरा तो जिंदगी खत्म हो जाएगी. मेरी जिंदगी का मतलब क्या हुआ? Basically, he felt as if those people were um, the ones who brought meaning to his life. And we also think like this. Maybe not in a war, but we also think that there are relationships which bring meaning to our life. Without those relationships, we have no meaning in life. I am not complete without those relationships. And we worry about them and we stress about them. But the flip side, we have expectations from those relationships. If those people do not behave the way we think they should behave, then we get upset also. So we are caught that love or relationship becomes a bandhan rather than liberating. Love should set you free, but that love binds you.
Bunch.
It binds you in a loop of samsara. Same thing was happening to Arjun. So Arjun told Krishna Bhagwan, he said, not only do I want an answer to this, but I don't just want an answer to this problem. I understand that this is a deeper issue. I want knowledge which will hit the root of this issue. Give me Shreya. He said Shreya. Shreya means highest knowledge, so that I can get rid of this samsariness once and for all. That's why we come to Gita. We come to Gita because we hope that Gita will help us to lead a more peaceful life. It will help us get out of samsara. It doesn't mean to get out of relationships. It doesn't mean कि हम पैसा नहीं कमाएंगे, हम अपना लोगों के साथ रिलेशनशिप नहीं रखेंगे. Quite the opposite. It means कि हम अपनी relationships में real pleasure होगा. We will actually be able to give something to our people who love us, and we will get something from them. We will have real enjoyment. We will make the most of our relationships without expecting things from the relationship which the relationship cannot give us. That is that is called living free. In Vedanta, it's called Jivan Mukta. जीवन, हिंदी में जीवन जो होता है ना, जीवन का मतलब होता है लाइफ. संस्कृत में वो जीवन विल बी कॉल्ड जीवन. इन संस्कृत व्हेन यू से जीवन, इट मींस डजंट मीन लाइफ, इट मींस वाइल लिविंग. सो जीवन का मतलब वाइल लिविंग, मुक्ता, फ्री. सो यू आर फ्री वाइल लिविंग. You live a free life. So on the one hand, samsari is called bondage, right? Bandhan. And jnani is called jivan mukta. Like you're living in this world,
Free.
fully engaged and involved in this world, fully engaged and involved with all your friends, relatives, loved ones. You're helping them, they are helping you, you're enjoying every moment, but living as a free person, a
With no
person who's
bondage.
happy moment to moment. That's called a Jivan Mukta. So the journey that Bhagavan Krishna is telling Gita is going to take you through, or wants you to, invites you to take through, is the journey from samsar, from being a samsari to being a Jivan Mukta. So this is
Mm.
what Bhagavan Krishna explained to Arjun. Then he told Arjun, Arjun ने कहा फिर मैं क्या करूं? He said, then become a karma yogi. So then Arjun said, why are you telling me to become a karma yogi? Jivan Mukta means self-knowledge. Let me go get that knowledge. You teach me. I'll go to the jungles. I will do meditation. I will do all that. I will get knowledge about myself. Why are you wanting me to do karma yoga? Because karma yoga का मतलब he wants him to fight. He wants him to do his duty. So he said, मैं ये क्यों करूं? सो भगवान कृष्ण ने उसको समझाया कि यू कैनॉट बी you cannot go directly from samsari to jivan mukta. Because as a samsari, your mind has developed certain patterns. Even if you know that this is bondage, even if you know that this is wrong, your dimag will know that chasing after the next attraction or running after the next relationship is not going to be useful. Your dimag knows this. But your mind and the body, they will not follow your dimag. You are, this is an addiction. Samsari is an addiction. आप बेशक सोच लो कि मुझे पता है, आई नो बेटर, मैं ये करूंगी, लेकिन when the push comes to shove, you will do what you've always been doing. You will forget this gyan and you will go back to your habits, old habits of following the next desire, following the next relationship, getting into the same patterns with people, getting into the same expectations. It will happen automatically because this knowledge which a sannyasi, which is or a jnani has or a jivan mukta has, is not a knowledge of the head. It's a knowledge of the entire body. Your mind, your body, your head, everything has to be aligned. And to for the body and the mind to be aligned, your old habits have to go. And they won't just go like that, just because you want them to go. They have to be in a disciplined way, they have to be addressed. And that process is called Karam Yoga. So you have to do Karam Yoga before you can actually become a Jivan Mukta, before this Gyan can actually make a difference to you. Okay? So that was just a summary. I think we've discussed this before. So think about it in three stages, broadly speaking: Samsari,
Correct.
Karam Yogi, and then Jivan Mukta or Jnani. That is how it happens. That is how the journey happens. So then, therefore, he told Arjun, Abhi, you're not ready to be a Jnani. Abhi, first, you do your duty. Your job now is to do your duty without seeking reward.
Need research.
You do your duty because it's the right thing to do. When you are able to do that, then you will be ready for being a Jnani. Then the Gyan will be established in you. But we are not able to do that. So our discipline, our path is to get to that place. And for that, we should be very clear why we are doing it. We are doing it because we want peace in life. That's why. So there's a very good reason why we are doing it, Karam Yoga. It's not easy. It requires a lot of effort. But you're doing, when you know that there's a purpose behind it, it's for your own benefit, then you put in the effort. So he described in chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, he described different parts of Karam Yoga, and we went through all that. In chapter 6, he talks about meditation, dhyan. So, like I was saying, no, there are three kinds of dhyan, three categories you can say, depending upon what your state is. If you are a samsari, total samsari, you're not even in Karam Yoga yet, then you do one kind of meditation. अपने आप हो जाती है. It's not कि you do, आपकी meditation ही ऐसी होगी. When you're a Karam Yogi, you will have a different kind of meditation. When you're a Jnani, you'll have a different kind of meditation. It's the same meditation है, लेकिन they are different. When you are samsari, जैसे हम सारे हैं, our main concern, our big issue, ये तो सुनने की हमने कह दिया आत्मज्ञान ये सब, ये तो हम सुन लेंगे, एक कान से निकला दूसरे से निकल गया. That is what happens when you are a Jnani. By the time you get out of this class, you'll go out, you'll forget all about it, and you'll be back in samsari. So, what is the meditation for you? The meditation for you is stress relief. That is meditation. How to reduce my day-to-day anxiety. I am so anxious. I get so stressed. किसी ने कुछ कह दिया, मैं तो मेरे 3 घंटे बर्बाद हो जाते हैं. I keep thinking about it, playing it back and back in my mind. और you know, I get so anxious. अगर मेरे बेटे को या बेटी को कुछ हो गया, I get totally anxious, right? There are so many, the list, sorry, you were saying,
Exactly.
the list of anxiety causing things, the list of triggers is very long. You can pick and choose. There are many. एक नहीं है. There are many, many, many reasons which can cause us stress and anxiety. So first things first. First, we have to deal with the urgent issues of anxiety. Because till we deal with them, our mind will not have any place to do anything further. वो कर्म योगी and ज्ञानी वो तो बड़ी दूर की बातें हैं फिर. First, let's deal with the stress of today's life. उसके लिए that is the purpose of meditation for a samsari. Okay. And meditation is a huge help. Actually, now I was reading science has said, मैंने ना एक I've been wearing this thing ring. It's called Aura. Very nice. It's a wearable. It tracks your sleep and things like that. It's like, शौकिया है. But it also tracks what's called physiological stress. Physiological stress means the stress that your body is undergoing. You may not even know that you're stressed. You might think everything is fine, but your body will be stressed. See, if you think about it in the body, there are two sorts of tones in the body. One is called sympathetic and the other is called parasympathetic. Basically, sympathetic means like flight or fight, that response. When you're stressed, your sympathetic tone takes over. उसमें क्या होता है? Body releases cortisol, inflammation के chances ज़्यादा होते हैं. Your heart starts beating a little faster and it beats at a regular beat, things like that. And that's a stressful state. It is, before you know it, it's causing damage inside the body. We don't even realize, but it happens, and everybody happens it for some time. And then you get into restorative state. So you have, whenever you need to be very alert, you get into a sympathetic mode. When you have to be, when you have to relax, you then get into parasympathetic mode. So if your sympathetic and parasympathetic are balanced, you have some sympathetic mode, then you have parasympathetic time also, restorative time. Then it's okay. The body recovers. But what tends to happen because of our modern day living and the stresses in life is that the sympathetic tone, the stress tone dominates. In a day, you'll spend 5 hours in stress and 1 hour in restorative. The parasympathetic doesn't happen. Then you have what's called physiological stress. The stress is so much in the background and it is um, so much part of your background that you don't even notice it. You don't even realize, you think this is normal, but stress is going on. And you can know this through wearable device, there are ways to know this. There are indicators. But I can assure you because I know, having studied this and having understood this, that all of us are going through that. Unless we are doing something which is consciously trying to get our body to relax, we are going through that stress. Breathing exercises, which have been given by, yoga बताते हैं हमको, Patanjali Yoga and all that. Now research has found that the breathing exercise, they directly work on something called the vagus nerve. They directly work on it and they force the body to get into a parasympathetic state. It it's like a, कभी कभी क्या होता है कि यू थिंक कि हमारे मन में स्ट्रेस है. जो मन में स्ट्रेस होता है उससे बॉडी रिएक्ट करती है. सो हम कहते हैं ओके, मन को शांत करो तो बॉडी शांत हो. बट दैट्स अ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस एंड इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट प्रोसेस. डूइंग ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइजेस or meditating bypasses the mind and works directly on the body, and it directly brings relaxation to the body directly. So meditation is a very, very effective tool for removing stress, and removing stress means removing anxiety. When your body is less stressed, everything will calm down. Your reactions to people will calm down. How you react to other people's actions will also calm down. Everything calms down. But when you are stressed, you'll see, even पता नहीं, थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस होता है, छोटी सी बात पे हम लड़ाई कर लेते हैं, गुस्सा चढ़ जाता है. That's because there's underlying stress in the background. So meditation is a fantastic tool. If you take it, do it properly, take it seriously, believe in it, it's a fantastic tool to reduce stress. And that is the absolute necessity if you want to continue on the spiritual path properly. Because a stressed person cannot be a spiritual person. You have to first calm down. And this is because we are samsaris, we have to do that. So पुराने जमाने में लोग योगा करते थे, ये सब चीजें सिखाई जाती थी. We used to do all this. It used to balance out things. But now we've forgotten that. Now the stressors have gone up, and these tools for dealing with stress have gone down. पहले the stressors were not so high, these tools were available. Now people don't believe in it. They don't do it. I mean, people started doing it a little bit, but without realizing why, without realizing how it helps and why it is necessary for your spiritual journey. एक तो it's necessary for your health, that is good. It's necessary for your current well-being, but it's also necessary for your spiritual journey. You understand? The first reason for why we have to do meditation and how that meditation is. This meditation we are talking about is meditation called things like breathing exercises. Like breathe in, count till 4, breathe in, then hold your breath, count till 4, then slowly exhale from your mouth. Count till 4 or count till 6. Then do the same thing. Do this for 5 or 10 minutes. Always breathe from the nose, exhale from the mouth. Or you can do things like watching your thoughts. Once you're a little calmed down, पहले तो calm down is the more first thing. So you have to do the breathing exercises the first thing. ताकि तुम पहले थोड़ा calm हो जाओ. Once you've calmed down, you can do a little bit more. You can sit quietly and try to watch your thoughts. मन में क्या क्या आ रहा है? But that is not easy because अगर आप इतने excited हो, तो then you will not be able to watch your thoughts. Those thoughts will take you away. They will run away with you, right? So do it in sequence. I mean, there are plenty of meditations that you can think of. You don't have to go to the Gita for it. You can find these meditations anywhere, but they are for stress relief. So that is the first one. As a samsari, these are the ones which are most relevant to us, most important for us. Correct? Because we can't jump to the others. We won't be able to do them. What's the point? So आपने कभी देखा होगा, आप बैठे हो मेडिटेशन करने, आपको लोगों ने कहा ऐसे करो, होती नहीं है. Mind is everywhere. It's so chanchal. So first job of meditation is controlling anxiety. So far, so good. Any question? Yeah, all good. Aarti, Sangeeta, all the people who joined later. We are talking about meditation today, chapter 6 of the Gita. Okay, so this is the first part of meditation. Then you get to a meditation of a Karam Yogi. Okay. Now, a Karam Yogi is a person who's got some degree of handle on his life. Because the Karam Yogi is not running after desires all the time, is able to control his mind a little bit. Now he can graduate to a slightly better meditation, different meditation. He can do this meditation that I was telling you about, which is observe your thoughts. Watch the distance between your thoughts and yourself. Or focus. Main meditation of a Karam Yogi is focus on one thing. So Gita and the Upanishads give a lot of these meditations. They say पत्थर के ऊपर फोकस करो, Imagine that the patthar is Bhagwan. And the entire powers of the universe, everything जो भगवान की powers and शक्ति है वो इस पत्थर में आ गई है जैसे शालिग्राम है. Just focus on that. ये दिए की ज्योति पे फोकस करो. Right? There are many such, these are called different meditations, and some of them, the higher ones, are called Ishwar meditation. That means you are meditating on Ishwar as this universe. For that, you need to be able to focus. Your mind should not be going here and there everywhere. So first, this is a Karma Yogi's meditation. This is a next level of meditation. So पहली मेडिटेशन जो मैंने आपको बताई थी फर्स्ट लेवल, उससे क्या होता है? मन थोड़ा शांत होता है, थोड़ी एंजाइटी थोड़ी कम होती है. योर पैरासिम्पैथेटिक मोड टेक्स ओवर. there's बैलेंस. जो स्ट्रेस हमारा दिन के अंदर होता है, that stress gets balanced by some restorative time. That's the first level meditation. Then the second level, which is when you are a Karam Yogi, is focusing your mind. It's called ekagrata, man ki ekagrata, right? So, antakarna, single pointedness of the antakarna of the mind. That's what you get with the second level of meditation. Those are difficult meditations. Those are, you'll read a lot about them. अभी कभी विवेकानंद जी के बारे में पढ़ो and all, he describes these meditations. But you can't get to these meditations till you've done the first level. Correct? Then the meditation of a jnani. When you're a jnani or when you're really advanced Karam Yogi, then your meditation is called Nididhyasana. That is also a meditation, but it's called Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means seeing yourself as Brahman, understanding yourself as Brahman, and trying to understand what it means to be a Brahman, to be that you're Brahman. What would life, what is the perspective that will change when you're being a Brahman? You go through your life, go through different things that you're doing, and see how would that your reactions change if you knew you were Brahman. That is called Nididhyasana. That is very advanced meditation, right? So I don't want to go too much into it because it's not worth it. There's plenty written about it, right? Like Bhagwan says, meditate as if ईश्वर और मैं ही हूं, तुम और मैं ईश्वर, and you are the same. You are ईश्वर. There is no difference between you and me. Those kinds of meditations are called nididhyasanas. For that, you need a lot of knowledge and you need a lot of mental acuity, ekagrata, and definitely you need a peaceful mind. Okay? So, most important for us right now, is the first meditation. So, this is what I wanted to share with you today about chapter 6. Chapter 6 doesn't describe so much the first and second meditation. Chapter 6 focuses mainly on second and third, the advanced one. Because by the time you have really reached chapter 6, you've already done 2, 3, 4, 5, you would have been really advanced, right? So he's going deeper and deeper with every chapter up to 6. But we are not there yet. I mean, I don't think I am not there yet. Let's put it this way. You guys may be. So, any question or anything you want to talk about on
So
meditation?
in
Have
this
you guys tried
meditation,
meditations?
we just do deep breathing or any other.
To begin with, well, you can do japa also if you can. Jap, which is you take Bhagwan's name, you can do beats, counting, all of that. All these meditations are there, but you will find them all a little difficult. You might. If you're used to it, that's fine. But if you find them difficult, then start with breathing. Breathing has been scientifically shown to make an immediate difference in your body's restoration, physiological restoration of the body. Even if you don't feel it, you'll feel it. But even if you don't feel it, it relaxes the tone of your body.
Because I was reading today that in meditation, when you do deep breathing, I mean, you concentrate on your breath going in and going out. And
Hmm.
finally, you reach a stage where You feel you're no longer breathing. Is that so?
I mean, see
I
those
mean, no
stages.
longer breathing means you are breathing, but you're not aware of it.
See, those are stages. Like I said, you're talking about stage two, stage three meditations, right?
Mm.
So right now, those are not things that you should be concerned with. Right now, just do your breathing exercises. Count. Say, I mean, one breathing exercise is called the box breathing. You
Yes.
count for 4 or 6.
Four.
Yeah.
Then mm.
Inhale from your nose. Hold your breath for 4. जितना भी आपने count करा है उतनी देर के लिए hold करो, if you can.
And
Then exhale
yes,
for slightly longer.
say
If
six
you
or
counted
eight.
4 for inbound, outbound should be 6. Then go
That's box
back.
breathing.
Yeah, that's called box breathing. Then go back again. It's like a box. You inhale,
Yeah.
then you hold, then you exhale, right? And then you go back. डब्बा बन गया ना? गोल बन गया box. It's called a
Yes.
box breathing.
Yes.
So this is just one. If you want to do pranayams, you can do pranayams. But I'm saying everything. This is the simplest. After
Yes.
this, everything becomes a little bit more advanced, requires a little bit more. So depending upon where your skill is, you can keep going deeper.
Okay.
But
And your thought process?
see the thought process, see, your thought process is very difficult to control.
That's what it's.
Correct?
Mm.
So till you can calm yourself down a little bit, you won't be able to control your thought process. So if you're
Right.
physiologically stressed, if there is stress in
Mm.
your body, and then you're
Mm.
saying, I want to control my thought process, that is tough to do for most of us. So if your first thing is to relax, then even your thoughts will become a little less intense. Then you can go and do the thought control also. Not thought control, actually. There is no meditation says thought
Mm.
control.
Thought
It says
control.
to watch your thoughts.
Yes.
So as the thoughts are coming, let them be.
And
Don't fight them. Whatever thought, bad, good, whatever it comes, let it come and watch it go. Let it go. But this also is not easy because what happens is एक बार तो आप कर लोगे, second thought, you will get consumed in the thought itself. And then before you know it, you would have spent 5 minutes chasing that thought. That thought will lead to another thought, then another thought, another thought. You'll be lost in the
again.
thought. And then you'll say, oh, what happened? I forgot. Right?
Mm.
Which is also okay. If that happens, that's okay. Bring back, come back and start it again. But it will help you if you're in
To
a
control.
calm place when you do this meditation. It'll just help you. You can do it if you want. So the first thing and the most useful thing is breathing exercises. Pranayam if you want, but not the very advanced pranayam, the Kapal Bharti and all that, but just basic in and out breathing. Count and count out. That is the simple breathing, and that just makes right away makes a huge difference. And there are apps, you can try and download apps which can help you with the breathing exercises. They'll say, okay, it's a 10-minute exercise, sit down calmly, now do the breathing. Then it'll force you. You will follow it. It'll be very useful. So try and get those apps. Um, but see the difference in your health also. It'll make a difference just by doing this simple choti choti exercises on a daily basis.
Yeah, like you were just saying, like on the second kind of meditation of a Karam yogi,
Yeah.
like you observe your thoughts, or you can just focus on a thing or a diya or
Yes.
anything, you know.
Yeah.
And you come to the third one,
Yeah.
that you see yourself Brahman, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Then you focus on what?
You don't focus on anything. Then,
Just
yeah,
sit.
it's not focus. Then what you do is whatever you've learned, आपने, you would have learned, अभी हमने सीखा नहीं है ये सब कुछ. But when we go through chapter 7 and chapter 8 and 9 and all that, it will talk about these things that तुम्हारा जो आत्मा है, अभी we are not focused on that. We are
Hmm.
focused on the कर्म part, कर्म योग, but we are not focused on ज्ञान योग. तो ज्ञान योग में हम सीखेंगे कि जो हमारी आत्मा है, which is the deepest part of us, हमारी आत्मा, it is no different from Brahman. भगवान की आत्मा, आपकी आत्मा, दीदी की आत्मा, चारू की आत्मा, संगीता की आत्मा, मेरी आत्मा, सब एक ही है। और वो एक जो है, दैट इज कॉल्ड ब्रह्मन। दैट is a very difficult thing to assimilate.
Hmm.
You can understand it in your head, if at all, but it's very hard to assimilate. Nidhi Dhyasana means assimilation of that thought into your body. You think about it and think about it and think about
But,
it from
that
different
we,
angles
okay.
in such a way that it becomes part of you. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's always part of you. You always know it that
So
I am Brahman.
focus on that thought.
Yes,
That
focus on that thought. That is
what
called Nidhi Dhyasana. But in the state we are in, we cannot focus on that thought and get anywhere
of course.
because अभी आप सोचते आ रहे हो ये thought, but the moment something happens to you, थोड़ा सा भी कोई threat होगा, we'll forget all about it,
All about
right?
it. Correct.
Because we are addicted to being a samsari. So right now, if we go there, it is just a fantasy, just to know, you know. जस्ट लाइक हमने पढ़ लिया है कि देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एन एटम। ओके, पढ़ लिया, ठीक है, पढ़ लिया, उसके बाद खत्म हो गया। बट वी डोंट थिंक ऑफ एन एटम फ्रॉम अ डे टू डे बेसिस। इट डजंट कंसर्न अस, इट्स नॉट आवर लाइफ, नथिंग। You look at an object, you don't say, oh, this is atoms, right? But you know it is atoms, but you don't say, it's not imbibed in you. You say, this is gold. Gold is important. This is kachra. They're both atoms, they're both electrons, the same thing. But we are focused on the gold versus kachra, right? So when right now we are focused on pleasure versus pain. So if someone tells you you're the same, okay, 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 good, I understand. Okay, bye now, let me live my life. But if you have gone through the process, you become a कर्म योगी से तुमको समझ आनी शुरू हो गई हैं, then you reach a stage where you can really imbibe these things. That meditation, where you imbibe the knowledge and make it part of yourself, is called Nididhyasana. And I don't even want to talk about it too much because फायदा क्या है?
हाँ,
Let's
अभी तो
focus on what has to be done,
correct.
which is anxiety control,
Anxiety control.
right?
I have a question.
Hmm.
कि जैसे वो मेडिटेशन में कहते हैं कि वॉच योर थॉट्स, सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि माइंड इज नॉट यू,
Correct.
माइंड आप और माइंड अलग हो.
Right.
सो हाउ डज दैट डिसोसिएशन, वो डिसएसोसिएशन माइंड से कैसे होती है?
See, Wobi, it is not easy to do, right? That's why I was saying first stage is not that. First stage is getting rid of anxiety. But what happens is, once you are able to do it, what happens is you can see your thoughts. You can see ये गुस्से वाली थॉट आ गई है, ये ये थॉट मेरे, ये गुस्सा है, मुझे उस पे गुस्सा आ रहा है, ये एक थॉट है. You are able to see that thought, meaning you're able to distinguish that thought and say, okay, then you say, oh, ये गुस्से की थॉट है, थोड़ी देर में ये चली जाएगी, and you'll see it will go away also. So गुस्सा जो है, it's a thought which comes and goes. Once you start seeing gussa as a thought that comes and goes, you don't think, I am gussa. Then you know you can control the gussa. You know,
So it's
right now
a
I'm feeling like
conscious
this.
effort of telling yourself only कि this is not you.
It's not just telling, it's actually observing. It's observing your mind to see how it is very agitated right now, and after some time it becomes less agitated. Because telling doesn't work.
Hmm.
Experiencing, seeing, that's what works.
Like we don't have to get involved in that thought.
Yes, you don't have to get, but how would you not get involved? Only if you know that it's just a thought.
It's
How
just
do
a
you know
thought
it's a thought?
passing
Because it's coming and going.
away.
I am there always. I am not coming and going, right? मैं तो वहीं का वहीं हूँ. आप जब से आप जिंदा हैं आपने देखा है, you have never gone anywhere. You're always there, right? But
Hmm.
different thoughts have come and gone. Anger has come and gone. Love has come and gone. Lust has come and gone. Desires have come and gone. These are all thoughts. When you meditate and think about it and see, like at this moment, what am I feeling? At this moment, I'm feeling these things, or this thought has come. It has come and it is going. You see this, literally see it, observe it in your mind, then you know for a fact that everything passes. I don't pass. I am always there. So there's a difference between me and all these things. But but to do this, you have to be a calm mind. अगर आप ये सोचो कि मैं ये देखना शुरू कर दूंगी एंड गुस्सा आ रहा है एंड आई सी गुस्सा, बट बिफोर यू कैन लेट द गुस्सा पास यू गेट इन्वॉल्वड इन द गुस्सा. उसे उसने मुझे ये कहा, देन यू से ओ उसने ये कहा बड़ी गंदी है, उसने वो क्यों नहीं कहा, देन उसने 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 पिछले बार में ये कहा था, अगले देन यू लीड फ्रॉम समवेयर एल्स. सडनली यू आर नॉट वॉचिंग द थॉट, यू आर कंज्यूम्ड इन द थॉट, राइट? Your thought has overtaken you. That is what happens.
Chain of thoughts.
Huh?
Chain
What
of thoughts.
chain of thoughts, exactly. Why does the chain of thoughts happen? Because you are consumed in the thought. So how do you first? That happens because you're not calm. You're not controlled. You're agitated. So first thing is to get rid of that agitation and become a little calm. जब बहुत गुस्से में हो और आपको कहो ये गुस्सा देखो, ये तो गुस्सा आता जाता है, you say forget it. You're not in a position to see that गुस्सा आता जाता है.
और गुस्सा आ जाएगा.
और गुस्सा आ जाएगा, exactly, और गुस्सा आ जाएगा. So first you have to get to a state of calm. थोड़ा सा शांति, थोड़ा मन का धैर्य. Then you can do these meditations. So वो धैर्य करने के लिए stage 1, right? Breath control. If there are others, you can shout at your husband. That also works. My wife does that. उससे भी धैर्य आ जाता है. Otherwise, if you can't do that, then do some breath control.
So I have a question that
Anji.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question. I want to understand, can you be in different stages of meditation at different times?
You will be. You will be because as you grow in this practice, you will go higher and higher. The only thing I would say is don't try to jump because there is no use. Do what you think you need right now. See, we are not, ये कोई रेस नहीं है. And it's not as if मतलब you have to achieve some goal right now. If you don't achieve this goal, you're done. ऐसा तो होने नहीं वाला. The most pleasure that you will get actually is by taking the next step. That will be the most satisfying to you also. Because there is no doubt then in your mind कि तुमने otherwise you're just deceiving yourself. This process can take multiple lifetimes, 3-4 lifetimes, who knows?
So sometimes perhaps that when you're in a more calmer state, or you've started staying in calmer state more often than before.
Right.
So at that time, then perhaps you are doing the second stage of meditation.
You will automatically get drawn to that second stage of meditation.
Yeah. But then there would be times in between when you will get stressed or will get agitated. So you will be jumping between the two.
100%. That is totally correct. 100% right. We are not Gyanis. We are not perfect. Right? So these are toolkits. Your tools in a toolkit. You employ the tool that you need to employ at the particular time. So I think that's a very good point, Kanchan. That's totally right. Because everybody gets upset sometime or the other. It's just that some saris are getting upset all the time. A Karam Yogi may take a lot more to get him upset and may happen for a shorter period of time. But it doesn't mean the Karam Yogi will not do breathing exercises. Correct? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, right. So sorry, I misunderstood. The other way around is not right, which is don't focus too much on try to say Nidhi Jasna, then you will say मेरे से हो ही नहीं रही. मैं तो करी, then you'll get frustrated, right? So what's the point? Then you instead of becoming calm, you're getting even more agitated, right? So better to do what is needed. And breathing exercises are such nice, they are like easy to do. and you have apps to help you do them. You'll see the
It
benefit right
affects your
away.
health also. It
You
affects your health.
absolutely. Yes,
Mm.
100%.
Your BP comes down.
It's your inflammation in the body comes down. Inflammation is the killer, right?
Right.
So all of those things happen, and even the other things that Bhagwan Krishna says, good food.
Mm.
मैं तो कहता हूँ if you can all get onto plant-based diet, give up meat, give up milk and milk products. Well, India में तो अलग होगा. And get to a diet which is actually plant-based, which will help reduce inflammation in the body, which will help reduce stress in the body. I mean, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, संगीता बैठी हुई है हमारी, the expert of this. But think about diet. Think about
That's very important.
yeah, think about lifestyle. These are all lifestyle things. All of them will help you. In fact, you'll find they're necessary for spiritual advancement. That's why they all said ना, आपको पुराने जमाने में कहते थे लोग कि गीता में भी लिखा है ज्यादा मिर्ची मत खाओ because that is very rajasic. Eat sattvic food.
Even non-veg.
Non-veg तो बिल्कुल नहीं. That's supposed to be again rajasic.
Mm.
Go for tamasic food.
Tamasic.
I'm sorry,
Tamasic.
go for sattvic
Tams,
food.
tams.
Sattvic
No,
food.
tamasic food is putrid food, like
Khasta.
purana pada hua,
हाँ.
khetta, yeah, exactly, fermented. That is sort of tamasic food. We'll get there in chapter, I think 17 or 18. He describes it in detail, different kinds of foods. But basically, all these things, when you control your health, when you do things which are helping your body, that is a first step to any progress of this type. Okay.
Mm.
Other thoughts, Sangeeta? What do you think? Really, तू चुपचाप बैठी हुई है, but I know that you know a lot about all these things.
No, not at all.
Come on now.
I can just share my experience when I gone for Vipassana.
हाँ.
That Shuru mein the first time it was very, very difficult. I mean, sitting down for such long hours, I was really frustrated the first time. But when I went for the second time, I felt my thoughts, जैसे दिन जा रहे थे वैसे thoughts भी कम आ रहे थे.
Yeah.
कंपैरेटिवली बिकॉज पहले पहले फिजिकल डिस्कम्फर्ट बहुत ज्यादा होता है सो योर थॉट्स आर ऑल रिवॉल्व के एक कुशन मिल जाए या जल्दी से उठ जाओ दोज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स बट एज डेज पास एंड यू बिकम यू सेटल you thoughts become very less. That is what I noticed, that. And then जो breath की बात है उससे पहले till I had not done vipassana I would just read books and I think books and ये knowledge कोई काम का नहीं है कोई भी का नहीं है until and unless you actually go and experience it,
Correct.
वो बुक्स आई फील ऐसे ही पड़ी रहती है
Yeah.
क्योंकि आप पढ़ते हो लेकिन वो आप जब तक उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करते हो या इम्बाइब नहीं करते हो तब तक कोई फायदा नहीं है कोई मेडिटेशन की किताब पढ़ने का.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
And
Breath is the first thing. Even in Vipassana, the first 3 days, it's basically breathing,
yeah,
right? If you remember. आप कितनी बार गए हो Vipassana, Sangeeta? 2 times?
2 बार. हाँ.
2 बार. So the first 3 days even there, but that is different because there you're focused 100% on just the meditation. We're talking about our life where we
Yeah.
can't be 100% focused. Then it's even more difficult, right? Even when you're 100% focused, it takes so long to kind of get your thoughts in order to do everything. And then you're doing that all the time. That's the only goal over those 10 days. But yeah, so we've got so many distractions. So it becomes even more difficult. But I totally agree with you. ये किताबें पढ़ने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. Really, because किताबें tell you about things which are ऊपर की
Very
बात,
high.
both we are way ahead.
आई थिंक वो उनकी पर्सपेक्टिव से वो किताब लिखी गई है क्योंकि वो उनकी जर्नी है जिसने भी
हाँ.
लिखी है वो उनकी जर्नी है.
And they've reached
हमारा
there,
सोल
right?
या हमारा सोल किस जगह पे है और किस प्लेन पे है और हमें कितना मेडिटेशन की जरूरत है, दैट वी ओनली नो वंस वी स्टार्ट फॉलोइंग इट.
Yes, exactly. I totally agree. Okay. Any other thoughts? Anybody else? Anybody else has tried meditations?
I'm
Just
trying.
just breathing exercises.
Breathing exercises. Yeah, that's good. Just now do it with all earnestness.
Yeah.
With the knowledge that it will help me. With some faith, do it and see whether it helps.
I'm sure it will,
Yeah.
step by step.
Okay. Okay. Aarti, Prachi, Bhabhi, Didi, all good?
All good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we meet in 2 weeks.
And we
Yes.
share our experiences with meditation.
Yeah, let's do that. That'll be nice. We share our experiences in meditation. That'll be good.
Mm.
ठीक है?
Yes.
Okay. चलो.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank